Our coach, you can start us off.
All right, I'm just really pleased with our players, happy for our fans. I don't care what records are going into it. This place at night is a hard place to play, and look at percentages. A lot of people losing here, so for our guys to kind of take over in the second half and really the last play of the third quarter and the fourth quarter is awesome. You know, we talked all week about this season. We've been a really good fourth quarter team and second half team, and so but we had to do it again, and so that was good to see. I thought our defense really, the last drive obviously was bad in the one run, but besides that, I think we got 5 first downs in the whole game, so that's really impressive defense to play on the road. We said all week, you got to pack your run game, pack your defense to come in here and win, and we did that. The players did that today, so really good to see. We overcame adversity and strange things that happen here, like our backup punter not getting a snap and then throwing an interception. So guys overcame some stuff today, which was good.
Questions?
Layton, you, I think after Auburn scored the tie at 14, it's a Dart's second touchdown. It was like a total of like 10 punts, turnover on downs. Just what was your message to the offense during that long kind of stretch of time where it was just back and forth?
You know, just stay the course. Things will pop. You know, we were being a little conservative, you know, just by the way that our defense was playing. So that's going to put you in some third downs, and we didn't convert on third downs. We were really poor on third down today. So, you know, if you're, you know, kind of taking 3-4 yards, you got to make the third downs. Those guys did a great job on third down. They played a lot of man, brought a lot of pressure, and we didn't make them pay for it. So, you know, credit to those guys too. I said all week they got really good defensive players, and especially got really good DBs.
What does it say about this specific team that you were able to win here?
Well, I mean, it's 71 years or something since Ole Miss has won 2 games in a row against these guys. But this place, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's a hard place to play at night. It's always a hard place to play in general. They believe they're going to win, and you know, we've been in here at night before and didn't win with a good team, and so it was great today for that to happen.
I believe it's the first time since 2009 holding back-to-back SEC opponents to less than 300 yards and all that. I know you talked about, you know, tackling EB emphasis throughout the bye and all that. Just overarchingly, just, you know, what was kind of what you saw on that side of the ball?
Well, first off, credit to the players, you know, for making plays. DBs made big plays today, got some turnovers, and you got to give Pete Golding some credit. You know, he took a lot of heat, just like our defense did after the LSU game, and really has come back and, you know, like you said, played a couple of our best defensive games since we've been here, or in a long time, really. So it's awesome.
Lane, what was kind of your conversations with Jordan before the game? Just kind of what you felt he was able to provide. I know he caught some punts during the game.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you who he is. I mean, this guy had, you know, 2 plates put in his hand, whatever, 11 days ago or something like that, and still has stitches. And he wanted to play. I did not think he'd play. I obviously didn't do anything all week. And this morning he's like, oh, I can catch, and he went out and caught with the cast on. So obviously we still didn't use him very much, but you know, that says a lot for a guy really with one hand that you put him back in this environment to catch punts.
Like, walking through that first drive of the game, it seemed like y'all had 4 penalties on that drive, and we're still able to, and had some negative plays, but we're still able to cap that off. I know there were some struggles that followed, but just how big was it in hindsight, just staying one step ahead, which I guess I'm going to trail the rest of the way?
Yeah, overcoming adversity, especially early like that. We were moving the ball, but hurting ourselves with the penalties. So that was great to see. You know, we got help with 1 penalty on them also, but I thought, you know, Jackson had the one really bad throw, you know, which is behind Zakari and ends up as an interception. We had momentum then, and outside of that, I think he played a really good game. We didn't ask him to throw a lot. You know, we knew that they basically double team your slots, so there's going to be chances to scramble because there's nobody left when they match it, and he made some big scrambles in that. So did a good job.
Trey Harris has dealt with some injuries this year, another big game. What can you say about him?
Yeah, Trey did a great job. I mean, he played a position he's never played. He played Jordan's position and played the slot. We actually flipped him when their corner got hurt and put him out there on the backup corner for the fade when that guy came in, and the quarterback made a good throw and he made a big play, which was a big changing play.
Coach, did you get a sense this week that Quinshawn, playing in his home state, healthier, might have a big game?
I did. I think he's always had something against his state. going back to Troy when we played them and how angry he ran. So, that was awesome to see him play that well and play really physical and have a mindset like that and practice like that all week.
Starting to see maybe the run game around him, so what you were hoping to be with getting Quinshon healthy and seeing what Ulysses has been able to do when he gets his chances.
Yeah, I was worried, but not quite as worried as everybody else early because, we've just always been able to run the ball eventually. Maybe a game or two not, but I think we were fourth in the SC coming in, so after a really slow start. So I think that both running backs did a good job, the line did a good job, and we got out of here with a win. And fortunately, last year, I know our fans don't like these one-score wins and anxiety with them, so that's why I let them score there at the end, just to give our fans some anxiety.
Lane, is this about what you expected when you hired Pete, these type of games last time and this time out?
Yeah, I didn't know how fast it would happen. I've known for years, and I've never even coached with him, just known for years what people said, and going back to his first interview with Saban, and people in the room said, Saban said that's the most impressive interview he's ever seen. And I was a young defensive guy, and there have been some really good interview guys that he's hired. So I didn't know we'd ever have a chance to get him. And so it just worked out, and it was awesome. And we're seeing it pay off. That was a really big investment, that was made. And so I think everybody's happy right now with that.
What's changed the last couple of times out for you defensively?
Well, remember we played LSU, so LSU kind of does that to everybody. They can make you look kind of like the Bama, Georgia great defenses in those years. They can make you look really bad, and so we fixed some things, but we didn't also change everything just because you got two elite receivers and a phenomenal quarterback. So we played really good a lot of times on defense, over the course of the year, even early.
Anything else for Coach? But
Coach, there were times when this Jordan-Hare crowd really got into it because of some plays made. What did it take for your guys to be able to overcome a lot of those moments?
Well, I think the game, in my opinion, energy changed on the score of the last play of the third quarter. They got that big show and everything between the third and fourth quarter, and when things aren't going good, that show can kind of, be intimidating. But the fact we had just scored and kind of taken some air out of the stadium, I think was a huge play right there as we went into the fourth quarter.
anything else for Coach? All right.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. We'll have players in shortly.